Hey there, all you crazy kids, it's me again, and we've got a short little update video today about an issue that we actually recently covered. That issue being the Pulse Arena Valorant tournament that ended up not paying anyone involved, whether it was the talent or the prize pool for the professional players. Now, what happened, I'm not going to go into too much of the detail here. I would encourage you to go back and watch our last video on the situation if you want to learn more about what happened beforehand. However, the shortest version that I can give you is essentially that there was a Valorant tournament that was hosted by Pulse Arena, and then afterwards, with no warning to anyone or the other organizations that were helping them host the tournament, they just didn't pay anyone and said it was because their investors had backed out. They didn't pay the talent, they didn't pay the players, they didn't pay anyone. And since then, they've just been silent. But now, however, the update that we've received recently was an outpouring of gratitude for Nerdstream gamers who decided to foot the bill for the talent in the tournament. Taking a look at some of the tweets, we see Dust saying that he was asked by Nerdstream gamers to submit an invoice for the money Pulse owed. They considered it a sort of bonus for the talent's hard work for their events. It was incredibly generous of them. Words don't really do it justice. This goes for all talent involved. We get further confirmation of this from Van Silly, who said, "I would love to give the biggest shout out to Nerdstream gamers. They're asking me to invoice them for the money that Pulse Arena owes me to make sure I don't eat ramen noodles for the duration of my casting grind. My biggest and humblest thanks." Those, as well as others, did in fact confirm that they were paid by Nerdstream gamers, so we can be pretty confident in saying that this did happen for all the talent involved. Now, this seems like a pretty obvious way of Nerdstream gamers saying, hey, we care about this scene and we care about the talent. Therefore, we want the talent to be able to pay their bills so that they could stay in the scene. More or less, this is just their way of taking care of this esport that they're investing into. These are people that they've worked with before, and like they said, they just consider it a bonus for the great work that they've done for them already. Now, I think it's got to be pretty easy to take, the negative side of this, but if we think about Nerdstream gamers, they've had a pretty successful year recently. They were recently able to fundraise an additional $11.5 million and close on that. And then they've also had huge success in other places, whether that's their online platform or their Twitch streams. And they've also continued to set up their local host initiative all over the place, right? And so they're not slowing down anytime soon, and they seem to be doing very well. And again, I feel like it's easy to take this negative standpoint of it of like, hey, they're just doing it for publicity and they're just doing it so they look good in the scene, right? But I think that's a lot of money, to give away just to look good, to pay someone for an event that wasn't even your event, right? Instead, what I like to believe is this is Nerdstream Gamers' way of saying, hey, we've been able to raise money recently. We think that the Valorant scene and its talent are important, and we want to keep it growing, so we're gonna help you guys and foot the bill. And regardless of what you think of why they did it, the reasons behind it, I think it's incredible to see them step up to the plate here and say, hey, we want to pay for this. We want to step up, even though we weren't involved, and pay the talent to make sure that this scene remains healthy. We want to curate it in the best possible way. We've seen some people even pay this kindness forward and donate some of the money that they gave them to charity, and just pay it forward and keep the kindness going. I think overall, like I said, no matter what you think, it's a feel-good thing. We haven't been able to confirm if they were able to pay the players or not. I imagine that is a bit of a trickier situation there because the players can't just invoice them for the amount that they worked or however much they were supposed to get paid. Obviously, they could say, hey, we were supposed to win this much, but they probably have to go through like their organizations, and Nerdstream Gamers seem to be wanting to pay the talent to make sure that, again, they were in good faith there. And since a lot of that talent had worked with them before, versus the pro players are just a little trickier. And so still working on confirming if the pro players are going to get any sort of benefit from the situation or if they're just going to be left out to dry. But otherwise, guys, I think this was a great move by Nerdstream Gamers, and it feels really good. It's a great thing for them to do. Until next time, guys, be safe, be smart, behave, and I'll catch you later.